I'd like to welcome everybody on behalf of Mass Media Hub TX. We'd like to say God bless you for coming despite this short notice. We have 7 topics to discuss. We want to help the youth of Nigeria and also Africa at large to leverage on the positive side of AI. Thank you everyone for coming. This is Mass Media Hub TX. I would like to say thank you to everyone here seated with me for this press conference. Is a big one. It's a TAG World Press Conference. Our team is helping our youth in Africa and of course the world at large leverage on the positive side of AI. Chunks of our youth feels when you're done with the tertiary universities and studying in school, you wait for the government to give you a job. I want to say to you, the world has gone global. You can leverage on the positive side of the AI and get yourself busy and make money for yourself and your family. With me here, I have beautiful resource persons in different capacity, and of course, they are here to help us discuss these topics. I'd like us to introduce ourselves. I have our first lady here. They say ladies first.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, members of the panel and also the members of the press. My name is Dr. Fatoumata Gay, and I am from the Republic of Gambia, and I am the president of the Africa CEO Club. And we're in Nigeria right now as an expansion strategy. And it's a pleasure to be here to talk about the youths of Africa, to be precise, to be generalized, and basically to talk about also the youths in Nigeria and how we can betterment our activities on daily basis and become people of impact in this continent. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. I have my brother from NUJ. Please, can we meet you more?
Yeah, my name is Jide Oyekule. I'm the secretary of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, FCT Council, and I'm here to participate in this conference.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Bassam Mohammed. I am a communications consultant, and I like to say I often find myself working in the intersection of business, entrepreneurship, and development. So I also consult with a couple of civil society organizations. I tend to just straddle entrepreneurship and development spaces.
All right, thank you for coming. Next to
my call is to serve humanity.
thank you. You're welcome, Mazi.
My name is Ambassador Ernest Ekoresian. I am an entertainer first, an MC, comedian, and a media personality. I run a company called Talk Loud Entertainment and Talk Loud Ventures. We're into everything that has to do with nation building, entertaining personality. I run a company called Talk Loud Entertainment and Talk Loud Ventures. We're into everything that has to do with nation building, entertaining people properly, and also helping the youth to grow.
All right, thank you. Viewers, we have 1 hour max to discuss this topic, and I hope at the end of our discussion, you agree with us that AI has come to assist the world and of course the youth to be a better person. We have 20 minutes each allocated to everyone. We'll take 15 minutes to play around our topics, and we will have 5 minutes to conclude and convince and make Nigerian youth and of course the adult too to know that something good about AI is here to stay. First, they say ladies first. I am super excited. We have all the way from Gambia coming to Nigeria and of course here at Mass Media Hub to speak to Nigerian and of course African youths that AI has something to offer. Can we hear from you, ma'am?
Well, I guess there's this thing that they call lack of information and lack of knowledge about things, because if you understand the capacity of AI, a lot of things that we spend so much energy on today could be done in lesser time, efficiently, and even more perfectly. I'm an AI lover, and I have traveled across the continent. I think I was in Tanzania about 6 months ago. I was in Kenya 4 months ago. I was in Nigeria also about 3 months ago, and I was doing a continental tour on integration of AI into businesses across the continent. And to be frank with you, the impact was quite huge and very, supportive to businesses, because we spend so much time on creating invoicing, even making songs, video editing, and all of these things. We spend hours of energy into this when we can actually optimize our time and our efforts to do it faster. So I believe that young people of Africa, to be precise, need to work on, being innovative enough to be updated about activities that are coming in, because on daily basis new AI technologies are coming out that could change the narrative for this continent. Started from music production, starting from entertainment, which everybody in the panel is almost working on. I think I'm the only person that have not done something in the entertainment industry. But I see a company in Nigeria here called Verta, and they produce signature songs for businesses, and it's AI songs, but you can't tell it's AI songs. Platforms like Gemini, they help you write things that you can humanize later on, and it's more efficient, it's more easy, and it's more faster. And a lot of people don't even have the knowledge. You can create job by just training people on how to utilize some of these things. We're not saying that it has no bad side, but I think the positive impact that it has in the continent and in the people that live in this continent is higher. They say that the future is now, but digital economy was yesterday. What are you doing in the digital economy space? What are you doing to integrate AI into your day-to-day activities and day-to-day dealings in life? I think it's important that our young people and even the older generation to start endorsing and appreciating some of these technologies that are coming up, because even young Africans are building AI technologies. We have teams of technical experts and entrepreneurs who are actually working on day-to-day businesses to build AI technologies, be it in the security phase, being in agriculture, being in real estate, being in communication, film industry. There's no place that AI cannot fit in. There's no place that AI doesn't have a solution to make things more optimized and faster. So this kind of discussion is very welcome, and also it's a place that not just discussion, but after this, I think we should be organizing training to support these young people to start, embracing artificial intelligence as something that should be part of their day-to-day activities. Thank you so much for having me.
Wow, I feel like I can clap for you. And no, we can. You have another 5 minutes. Why we are reducing or pressing down the time, because most of us here are very busy persons, and we have other schedules for the weekend. They say, thank God it's Friday. We'll allow Uncle Jide to please do us justice in the topic he knows how to do best.
Well, the topic assigned to me is about the role of the media in shaping the global politics and the narrative. Well, we all know that media play a critical role in the entrenchment and enthronement of democracy, and globally the role of media is very, very complex and is powerful, because media serves as a link between the governments and the citizens, and it's not about link. The media play a critical role when it comes to the molding and shaping the opinion of the people, the perception of the citizens when it comes to the government's policies as well as the political issues. So there is one adage that says, he who controls information controls the mind. So media is a life wire of any democratic society. Media is a positive change for any democratic society. And one of the crucial role of the media is the agenda setting. Looking at the agenda setting in the sense that it is what the media talked about that becomes an issue. It determines what will be the front burner, the front burner of the national discourse. For example, in the country, we heard about the issue of the Nnamdi Kanu, Free Nnamdi Kanu protest. The media gave that protest a hype, and the narrative is about what the media wants the government, that is, what do you want the issue that he wants to be at the front burner. So the media play agenda setting role. The media play a watchdog role, which is the most crucial part of the media when it comes to the watchdog role, by holding government accountable, because that power of accountable, the power of accountable, of being accountable to the people, is one of the crucial role that the media has. And maybe through the investigative journalism, and we have seen a whole lot of that have played out in the country, particularly that have led to the resignation of many government officials. The one recently, the Minister of Science and Technology, he resigned because of alleged certificate forgery. It is the power of media, power of investigative journalism and reports that expose that corruption. So, and when you look at the civic engagements, the media play a critical role when it comes to the civic engagement and civic participation, because it's when media educate, inform, and entertain the members of the public of what their rights, their rights. That is when they get to know that, oh, so this is our responsibility, this is our duty, this is our obligation, and this is my right. And that is when the citizens become conscious of what is being expected of them. So media play a critical role when it comes to democratic responsibility, when it comes to the issue of accountability, when it comes to the issue of agenda setting.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. The media makes the world believe what they say, okay? I'd like Mazi, please, you are very vast, you are highly knowledgeable, you can even touch on all the topics. Please help the youth to know that education is not a scam.
No, education can be a scam.
They don't know.
But education is not certificate. Education is about learning. So if it is, oh, go to some institution to acquire certificate, then you've missed it. If you go through it and school didn't go through you, then that's where you fail. But anybody saying education is a scam is fooling himself or herself. And that must not necessarily be about the theory itself. It should also be about survival, practical aspects of it. Even though our educational system seems to have, been rejigged in a manner that is not adding value to the future of the young people. But there is a need for parents to realize that it's not enough to send your children to go to school to learn theory about things without also engaging them, practically, and giving them that native intelligence required to now face the world after acquiring education. For instance, the issue our lady here, raised eloquently, the issue of AI, and why the Nigerian youth and indeed African youth should embrace it and realize that the globe is changing and it's not waiting for anybody. Just like when the social media came, those hardcore newspaper dealers and all of that didn't see how receiving news was going to change. Some of them slept off, still focusing on the analog bit, and new media platforms came up and filled the space. Like when you hear about Sahara Reporters and Premium Times and all of that, those platforms got the mileage they got because the likes of Punch, Vanguard, and all of them did not come to the social media space early enough. They delayed a bit and all that, and people needed to get news on the go. So has AI come. AI, as a filmmaker, for instance, on our platforms, Directors Guild of Nigeria platforms, for instance, we have debated, discussed, expressed our fears, what AI, how it's going to affect filmmaking and all that. We've also embraced this knowledge of the fact that there's a need to upgrade. People need to learn on the go, knowing that the digital space, just like the mind of the human being, has no limitation. So is also the digital space now. The earlier we embrace it and now also dig further to even give birth to our own innovations rather than just relying on platforms created by other people as though we are colonized afresh at the social media level. I have not seen organic platforms by Africans, by Nigerians that can, also be used to interact, to send messages and all of that, by other people. Just like when we came up with Nollywood, we didn't wait for us to shoot on celluloid before we went public. We shot our films even with digital cameras. For instance, my first film, I shot it on what's it called? With a VHS 9. Either VHS. There's a particular brand, Panasonic. That was the first film I shot. Then from there we went to Umatic. From Umatic we went to Betacam. From Betacam we moved to this level now that we are in. So is technology going to be improving by the day? So Africa needs to empower its young people intentionally, knowing that the future is not analog. The future is digital. The future is about, as you think it, you don't imagine impossibility. Because that's what the AI does. Once you imagine it, there's no limitation. You just create it. And before you know it, for instance, now, you don't have to wait for me to get a certain kind of picture of in the political arena, for instance. You don't have to wait to get a certain picture of a particular candidate of either your choice or not your choice to design anything about that person. And you can imagine a Jagaban, for instance, creating an image of him. Even he himself has adopted it. There was a campaign I saw on television where all the images were AI generated, where he was more like a sailor who was facing storm, and all that was AI generated. And also we need to embrace it. And that was also one of the reasons why I love, that is one of the reasons why I love Donald J. Trump. This is the president who came on board and started, he adopted, before his own platform came, he adopted Twitter. Trump will tweet about his policy, not waiting for some bureaucratic process that will require this memo to go to this table, and he just tweets it, and you know that this is his policy, and he works on it. So everyone, both the adults and leaders in our continent, need to realize that there's a need to be intentional. For instance, one of the grouses I have against some of the financial malpractice, whatever agencies that are fighting, that is like EFCC and ICPC. I have a grouse with their focus on young people who probably have used or are using the internet space negatively. And then rather than, realize that these are geniuses that can be engaged, differently for positive engagements. But you see them, they are captured, they get even go into plea bargains that criminalizes themselves and now demonizes their future. Because, for instance, if you have a criminal record, there are things you are limited to do in the political arena and all that. But the system needs to change about, how it is receiving, the transformations that we're seeing and all of that. Look at the recent brouhaha in our system. The Donald J. Trump, engaging the Nigerian government, saying that the fight against or genocide against Christians in Nigeria cannot be tolerated and all that. Now, that may be parochial, putting it just on Christian deaths. No, but it's not just Christians that are dying, all right? But the government of our country, in reacting, has also exposed its ignorance by attempting to say, no, it's not Christian genocide, that Muslims are dying and all of that. That's not the point. The point is that the system was quiet about these happenings, these deaths that are happening in our country. Pretending as though we are alienated from the global community. We are part of the globe. So everything happening here, the world is seeing it. We need to be intentional about everything we're doing. So there's a need for young people to teach themselves how to, navigate the next phase of humankind. Because God gave us the mindset that He has, because He created us in His own image. There was no darkness, there was no light. God allowed those things to come to being by his own imagination. And that is resident in us. There was no digital phone, and mankind has, by innovation, invented it. And so is every other thing also improving. As we're seated here now, for instance, before now, you couldn't just stay, you probably would have to go and hire AIT or channels. But right now, media platforms can be opened from anywhere, your bedroom, your car park, anywhere. You can just operate. Nothing can stop you. The aspects of confining yourself to just maybe physical shops and all that, we have seen how that has been demystified. You know, the likes of, what's that, I don't know if it's allowed for me to mention the names here, so I don't advertise them. The platforms that you can buy, Konga and all that, all of them, that you can buy things, they may not have shops, but that is a platform that they have created, and today it has expanded the market, and making money. Look at the digital space, about how the young creative minds in the industry are using it, the aspect of content creation and all that. People are making money, So look at the likes of Pela. At what age he's making money and all that. So the young people need to be intentional and not also, wait for them to be spoon-fed. If your father and your mother have succeeded in raising you to a level where you can read and write, and you have a phone, it's not all about negative things that are in that phone. Also educate yourself from that platform, that you can become useful for your own community, for your own family, and for your own generation. So indeed, yes, it's a wonderful platform you have given for us to come share our thoughts and also inspire people who can be inspired out there. We should just not see limitation, because right now, that saying that with God, nothing is impossible. Indeed, right now, with AI, nothing is impossible.
Wow. Thank you.
You're not making it look like AI is a new God.
No. God has already existed. So AI is only copying it.
He gave us the knowledge to create.
AI is only copying it.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Amazi. You've spoken very well, and I hope the youth will learn, and of course, the adults also, like I am also taken from it. I will hear from my senior colleague, and after which we'll go on tea break. And when we come back, we will conclude on all our topics. Thank you.
Okay, well, in my own case, basically, Mazi Dixon has really talked more than I want to appreciate our sister from the Gambia. Welcome to Nigeria.
Thank you.
Only from the way you sounded, you've been coming over and over. Basically, for me, like, we are of the old school, so sometimes when we talk about AI, digital space and all that, it sounds alien to people like us, because I've had an opportunity where I was supposed to anchor an event for somebody, and the man, based on personal relationship, knew that I was the kind of master of ceremony that can handle the caliber of clientele and the people that were coming for the daughter's wedding ceremony. But when we got talking, we agreed on a fee, and he was supposed to send an advance payment. When he got to the day, he didn't send the money. And what happened? He said, well, unfortunately, my daughter lives in London, and my wife is also out there. They've asked to see your Instagram page. And I said, okay, yeah, I do have an Instagram page, but it's organic. I don't have that much followership on it and all that. And the man said, well, left for him. He doesn't have a problem. But these people are insisting that they must see that. So it was no longer about my professionalism.
Yeah.
It was no longer about my capacity.
Yeah.
It was no longer about what I can deliver.
Yeah.
It was now about what they can see. So that, for me, is my fear about the social space.
How to start from that?
The original, apart from the originality, most times are now being withdrawn. Because now the young man that they now engage for that job had 80,000 followers. And they felt because he had those kind of followers that he must be very good. Not knowing that from the AI point of view, it can be developed.
Yes.
That is why sometimes I feel a little withdrawn and skeptical about the digital space and the IT. Yes, basically it's very good for us. It enhances productivity. It gets you to that point. But sometimes it removes the human touch. So everything sometimes looks very fake to me. Sometimes now, because some of us don't have the mental capacity to differentiate. You don't even know when something is AI and when something is real. So some of the narratives that are being pushed out there are not real. But people tend to run with them. So me, I always have that reservation that I love AI, I really want to do this. But I want something that will still have the human touch and the realistic tendencies involved in it.
But MC, to help your conversation, please, because just like saying film, life in the movies is not seen as real life.
Real life.
And so anybody who is appreciating AI as though it's real life,
believe.
come on, it's make believe.
It's
It's entertainment.
but there, you know, there are some people who still see a person on the street
feel
and go and
she's a
start
wicked
insulting
woman.
her.
Yeah, you can't
I say,
insult us
madam, you are a wicked mother-in-law. You are a this, you are a that. There's nobody that will
Done a
see.
job well.
Yes,
Exactly.
but the naive people, but naive people
That's
out
it.
there,
That's
but
it.
the naivety out there
Done a
makes
job.
people don't know that is make believe. Same thing that some people. That's why I liked what she said. He said, in as much as AI has a lot of positives, there are still some negatives.
Of course. life
So the
is
negative
like
part,
that.
I don't know how people who are into it that have understanding can help us rearrange it. Like he said something.
For me, it's the same as your cell phone.
yeah, it has good.
You can't live without it at this point of time.
Yeah.
But do you know what the radiation does to your health? at this
Okay.
point?
Wow.
You
wow.
see, so
So
that those are the
You can't dismiss AI because of its negative.
I
aspect.
didn't no, if you get me, I didn't dismiss it. I just said that while we are talking about the good thing that AI can do, we should be able to also educate the youth of some of the negative tendencies that
Very
it brings,
important.
which is very, very. We can never overemphasize
That is why
the
aspect
reality of it.
scam and all
Of
of that
scam.
is involved.
Okay, it's not
You know,
easier.
that is
Back
terrible, really.
those days when we were growing up, before a 419 can hit a score, it takes time and everything. But with the advent of social media and everything, to scam people now becomes very easy. So if we can train the young people on that AI is a fantastic tool that can enhance productivity if used positively.
Use it right.
He mentioned something here. He said, some of these are young people, great minds that can scam you with this same digital space. If you can harness these people, in as much as I will not take away that they must serve their punishment for a crime, but in that punishment, they can now be harnessed to use that level of creativity and the mind that they've been able to tell my sister from Gambia that, look, I am in Gambia right now and I'm not in Gambia. And I can get her to now send money to be able to, do you know what it means to convince a fellow human being?
Yeah, but just as he created that scenario, you can just go back to AI and say, AI, is this person in Gambia
Exactly.
or not?
I will respond immediately.
And there are boys that will raise the high P now that will show you that they are in Gambia.
Yes.
And AI will still agree that they are in Gambia.
Continues.
So the bottom
So you
line is
get
that
it that
technology has always been with us.
With us.
From
It's
the
just
Stone Age.
yes.
From when men started
using stones to make
do
fire.
things. Technology has always been with us.
Yeah.
It has always advanced. And it will continue to
To
advance.
advance.
That is it.
It will always have its, for
Negative
example, today
and
we're
positive.
talking AI. People have been flying for 120 years.
Yes.
The same way you use an airplane to deliver relief materials to
To
a crisis
war,
zone,
yeah.
it's the same way someone else will fly another airplane
And
to go and drop a bomb somewhere.
That you get
So
it.
every technology
Has
has
its
its
good
negative
and
and positive.
Life
So,
itself is like
Life
that.
is like that. So what me I'm just trying to say is that as we're building the minds of the young people out there, because luckily for us, social media space, entertainment, AI has uplifted everything. See our music now in the world. Afrobeat is everywhere. But Afrobeat didn't start with this generation.
Life didn't start with
It
this
started with a
generation.
long time. You see, we have
No,
plenty.
we cannot keep
I
discussing
agree.
like
I
that.
agree with you.
Life didn't start with
With
this
this
generation.
generation. But what am I trying to say is that the joy of this technology is that now it gives more opportunity for people to get to see you, get to hear you, get to know you, get to feel what you can do. So you need to at every point in time try to do it with a positive mindset that keeps you going. That look, we need, because even now the orientation is changing by the day. Young people are no longer trying to think how to work hard, how to even take time now to come for trainings that will enhance this. They just feel they can also sit down do one or two fast cut, tap,
No, but
tap,
even that
and
fast
get to
cut,
make
they are
money.
going for training. Now, what we're saying is,
It's a form of
they
do
have
midnight
places
trainings.
train
They
them
do
for it.
midnight
They don't just
trainings.
pick the phone and start
They do
fasting.
midnight
No,
trainings.
I
They
agree
do
with their
see,
trainings.
but
The
okay.
point is that platforms like where we are now,
Okay.
right, is intentional, saying, okay, to make young people understand how they can take advantage of
this technology.
platforms, and
yeah.
leverage on it and make great impacts, not negative impacts.
Good.
Because it can be negative or positive, you still make impact, right? There are
It's
people-
an impact.
And,
yeah.
It's impact.
yeah,
There are
yeah,
people-
yeah. That
Just,
makes me comes in this
Yeah,
area,
yeah.
whereby everybody is now a journalist.
Exactly.
You know,
Yes,
Wow.
because we
everybody
all
is now
we were all
go
reporters.
online.
citizen.
We go online.
Exactly.
We are all
Yes,
reporters.
we go live,
That's it.
and everybody want to break the news.
That's
Yes,
it.
fast.
And
The
it's
first
good, as you have said, it's good for us to don't break the
Right.
country,
Break the right news.
break the right news.
That is the,
Wow.
that's my
Because-
point.
Wow.
The rate at which our young
Fake news
ones
is running, man.
are actually flying with the fake news these days
It's
is
crazy.
alarming. And that is the area that I'm actually not comfortable with the advent of AI technology. This
No,
that-
you
see,
can't
it's
be
I'm not
uncomfortable.
uncomfortable.
No, whether
There
we
is
like
a
it,
need. Yes,
Sit
there
down and
is
take
a
your
need.
space.
whether we
That's
like
what
it or
is.
not, it
So
has come to
technology is
stay.
not
It has
for
come to
anybody.
stay.
It has come to, whether we like it or not, it has come to
So
stay.
I
a couple
think-
of days ago, I published an article,
Okay.
and the title of the article is Africa's problem is not talent, it's the system.
Mm.
So our problem is not that our young people are inherently bad. It's not that our young people just decide to act foolishly. But we have a system that rewards some of the behaviors that we
Behaviors.
see. So like I said earlier, technology has been with us since
Time immemorial.
time immemorial. It's just that it keeps evolving, the scale, the impact, the reach keeps expanding every day.
New
But it has
scopes
always
every
been
day.
there. So as a continent, we must begin to be intentional about how we raise people. It's not enough to just put people in that era of putting people in a classroom and
It's
saying
not-
2 times 1,
it's
2,
not the
2
game.
times 2, 4, states and capital. That era is gone.
They
I
can
think-
get that at
I-
the
I
tip of their
think- I
fingers.
think- I
So
think
now
we
we're
need-
entering a stage
We need to
where
look
you-
at something in a different perspective. How? AI or digital economy and everything is going to be here for the longest time, and it's going to be worse and better as time goes on. But how we interact with this and what is accessible to us depends on decision makers and policy makers.
Yeah.
If you have been to China, the TikTok in China and the TikTok in Africa is different like heaven and earth.
Different.
You cannot see somebody dancing on TikTok in China. What you see is young people innovating, creating different things that will better the country of China. You go on Dubai, you don't have access to WhatsApp
Exactly.
unless you have a VPN.
Yes.
Even in China, you don't have WhatsApp. What you have is WeChat.
Yes, they have
And
their
there's so
WeChat.
much limitation on what you can do with this kind of platforms. Here you can send any kind of indecent thing through WhatsApp and it will deliver.
Which is what
Because there's no policies that are put in place
Thank
to
you.
regulate the systems
Thank you.
so that our youths can be able to benefit from this and not harm themselves.
Oh,
And that
you are a
area,
Gambarian.
yes, and that's the area, the issue of regulation, that is where
Where it comes
many
in.
people, yes, that is
Yeah.
where it comes
Without
in.
regulation,
And now,
there's
Mas
no
you
given
see-
that,
you see-
and that is where
regulation
the
itself,
regulation
see-
itself
regulation
has
itself
its
is a
own
function of
is it-
capacity.
Yes.
capacity. But
Yes.
and now,
Regulation
when
is
you
a
allow
function
the
of capacity.
regulation, when you allow the regulation to come in, the government authority, the authority will take a step higher than what they're supposed to regulate, thereby suppressing the freedom of expression.
Yes.
I will
So-
take a
But be
scenario.
be careful what we ask for.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
what I can always say in
Yeah,
Africa,
regulation
like she
to
mentioned
be
now,
shutting
like she
down
mentioned,
the
like she
space.
Shutting
mentioned
down
now,
the plane.
like she
We have
mentioned now,
They should not
sorry,
stop it.
she said in China, to some people now, what they do in China might be gagging. So people feel it's an infringement on their independence.
Yeah.
It's an infringement on them wanting
No,
to.
sir, I hope you heard
No,
that.
no, I heard that. I'm just saying to some people, to some mindset, because like in Africa, if you permit that now and allow the government to do that, some government policies might go into suppression.
Yeah.
See what I picked from the submission she made about
Yeah.
China. they allowed the platform to be used to
For
add
positive,
value,
yes,
to add
add
value
value.
to
Wow,
themselves.
yes.
Wow.
For instance, you see them maybe instead of you see them recording dancing naked,
They're showing
you see
you
them
how
showing
to-
how
how
they
to
are doing
crafting
this
the
and doing this
phone.
and creating magic,
Wow.
and that gets attention and probably
Expose the people.
now exposes that brain
So
to
immediately
support
when
and
you
all of
open
that.
your TikTok in
Yes.
China, the algorithm sends you small kids doing innovative technology.
Exactly.
Okay, let me take an example. You are in the film industry.
Mm.
I've been to different countries in this continent and I have engaged in different industries. I lead the Africa CEO community, which is actually CEOs from different walks of life. So let's look at the film industry. I went to Kenya and I did some projects with the Kenya film industry, and we look at the regulatory system in Kenya. There are certain movies that you cannot bring out in public
Wow.
because there's a screening process that goes with it. And they can screen it and say that this movie cannot play earlier than 10 p.m. because it is not meant for underage
On TV.
on TV.
That's it. It applies same
And
here.
even
applies
on
to
YouTube, if you are going to post those things on YouTube, you need to mention that this shouldn't be shown to phones of kids under the age of 18.
18 plus, yeah.
Yeah, that's
But let's
the
look at
regulation.
Nollywood. I grew up watching Nollywood. I didn't visit Nigeria until last year, July.
Wow.
Do you know why? Out of fear. Because when I watch Nollywood, what I see is kidnapping, sacrificing. What I see is husbands and wife cheating. What I see is the Yahoo boys doing their thing. But when I landed in this country, I realized that it is the 1% of the 1% that are doing this thing.
That's it.
The population has so much.
But
to
the medium,
offer.
the potency of the medium,
And
pushed
that
you
is
to
where
the
you
level
guys
where,
come in.
You know,
Because you are not selling the good picture of Nigeria.
no, it's not the business of the craftsman to do that. It is the business of the environment to
Yes.
create that enabling
Yes, that's
environment
where policy
for the
comes in.
craftsman to showcase.
That's where
policy
policy
comes
comes in. We
Because-
go back to the same conversation. Without policy, you cannot regulate anything.
But if you've been,
Again,
if you've been following the
our problem
movie,
is
so,
not just
so sorry,
talent.
if you've been following the movie industry recently in Nigeria, you will notice that that narrative is changing.
It's changing by the day.
Because the kind of movies that are coming out of Nigeria now,
The competition, the stakes are
the
higher.
stakes are higher. So the competition is more.
Yeah.
With the advent of Netflix and all the other guys coming
Yeah.
into Nigeria,
Yeah.
has now made the Nigerian creatives to start projecting Nigeria in a very different light. Agreed, when we started Nollywood, like he said, look at the kind of cameras we started, and the kind of stories that we're selling them. The kind of stories that were everywhere, those stories that you're talking about.
Yes,
But
absolutely.
now there are more innovative minds who have now grown out of that scope. And now they are producing movies that can be screened anywhere in the world.
Yeah,
Now
but
you go to Cannes Festival, you go to festival all over the world. Nigerian movies are even now being, even in the last, what is the award? This American award. Oscars. I heard that some Nigerian films were screened.
yeah, I agree with you, and this is very important that we know that what it takes you a million decades to build a narrative of something,
Yeah,
but it takes you a second to destroy it all.
destroy, yeah.
These narratives were built in time, and some people have already idealized some of these things to a certain level. It will take extra effort to make sure that it cleans out. So if we go back to the conversation of AI, because that's the main narrative, that's the main conversation
Yeah.
today. If Nollywood can implement artificial intelligence into its mandate and its activity and start teaching the younger generation through its production on how they can change, instead of doing the Yahoo Boy direction, how can you start utilizing something as small as your phone to make 10 figures annually as a young man? It will change the narrative, because Nollywood is the biggest market that Nigeria has, if we don't know that.
No, we agree. But you see, let me tell you, the film producer out there is a businessman, right? The intention is to make profit.
Accurate.
So if we make movies that selling this water and it didn't sell, the movie didn't sell, no one else will go and make movie about this
selling
water.
water.
No,
Well,
but have you tried it?
No,
Yes,
there are
Yeah,
cases like
but
that.
you got
No,
to
I'm
try
just
it.
saying. I'm just saying. What sells is important to the filmmaker.
Mhm.
What is it that trends? They want to make money. Until people like you, who are in the
Digital space.
digital world, create also business. Like, for instance, why did the quality of films from Nollywood improve?
Netflix.
Netflix came on board. They didn't just come on board to say, oh, you have to. They invested. They went for that to start investing in quality.
Amazon
So that
is-
way, because there is investment for it, you shop for quality.
When you
But
wa-
if you want me to go and use my own resource
Question is-
and to come and start discussing what
No.
other people should
Listen
have
to me.
funded,
When you watch
That's not what
when
the
you watch
filmmaker
Hollywood
would do.
movies, what is the best thing that you remember when you watch it? Is it not the NEDP, the police, American police? What is unique about it?
about the American movies.
What is their police, their security expert? What is unique about
government
it?
intentionally funded that. That's the point we're making.
And the question is,
No.
There's
the question in
investment
Africa,
for such
the
things.
question in Africa is who owns the narratives about Africa?
Exactly.
Our
Is that what-
stories has been written with inks that were never ours.
That's what
Then
we're
why
saying.
are we
Nonsense.
not setting up? Why are the government?
Because everybody is thinking about the monetary aspect of things.
No,
Because
no,
if he's
no,
talking
no,
about the
no,
business,
no, why is saying that?
If you don't have money, you don't survive.
Filmmaking is a
Now we're
business,
talking
not
about
a
Nollywood
charity
today.
Okay,
movement.
okay,
We're
man.
talking about Nollywood
It's a
today.
business.
We're talking about
Alright,
Nollywood today.
okay.
And we're saying that Nollywood has gotten better because
Somebody
somebody came
invested.
and
And invested.
Like
And
you,
then-
What
and
are
then
our
the conditions.
businesses
like you
doing?
train AI
What are
now.
our governments doing
Doing
here?
it.
That somebody from outside has to come in here and invest. So like I said, the problem with Africa is not that we don't have the talents, but what is the system doing?
To
So
motivate,
today,
to
there's a
inspire.
crisis in a couple of years ago. The Kenyan president said that he stopped watching the international media. Why? Because somebody will tell you, oh, Nigeria, they are killing people all over Nigeria, blah 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 blah, and the guy says, oh, I am so so and so reporting from Nairobi, Kenya. You have not gone
You've
to
not
where
gone
this
to
thing is
Nigeria.
happening.
And you
But the
don't-
problem is, why would an African wait for somebody to come and tell our own stories? What exactly are we doing? How much are we
Because
investing?
Because what,
Believe
madam,
such-
ma-
yes.
yeah,
If we waited,
What
we
I-
wouldn't have had Nollywood.
yes, because
Exactly.
what
We didn't wait.
what I wanted to
Nollywood
ask,
was the
we
creation
just
of
engaged.
individuals.
no, you
We
know,
were making films for our consumption.
system.
Before you know it, everybody started
You know,
consuming. I'm a founding member of Nollywood.
yes, you are.
There was
You know,
no
she,
system behind it when it
she's a
started.
CEO, and every CEO, obviously, like she was saying, everybody's taking money to it. There's no CEO that doesn't want to make profit.
I wonder.
If you
Because
want,
don't
if
make
you
profit,
want to
you don't
teach
survive.
people about AI, you need resources to teach people about AI.
That's
You
what, that's
need-
what we do.
That's
You
what
need
we
data.
do.
Data
You
is
need-
not cheap.
Yes.
You need data.
Yes.
Us coming out
Data
there
is
to
money.
sit down here, this is an investment.
Yes.
Yes,
Investing
that's
into
what
the
we do.
lives of people. So you need capital to move. Like she said, in China now the government funds systems.
Exactly.
I know of Chinese companies out there in Nigeria. I've worked with some of them who their government intentionally give them money to come to Nigeria and invest and make profit and return it back to China.
But do you know how many billionaires in Nigeria who can just take 10% of their annual income and reinvest it on this
And the
sector?
billionaire will tell you, "Am I government?"
No, we don't know the billionaires. Hold on.
The billionaire
We don't
will
know
say,
the
"Am I
billionaires.
government?"
Please, you can give us, for instance,
No,
here.
no, this
we can start
there's-
that journey right here.
Right here.
There's
Give
no-
us some of those
No.
billionaires.
There's no
China-
reason to
China
be
has more
sarcastic.
billionaires than
There's no
Nigeria.
reason to be sarcastic
China has
about the
more billionaires than
conversation.
No, we're
No, I'm not being sarcastic.
No,
It's
I'm being
sarcastic.
real.
It's about solution. It's
Yeah.
about solution.
Yeah.
Let's stop putting Africa is Africa. What is happening is in Nigeria is the same thing happening in Kenya, it's the same thing happening in Gambia, it's the same thing happening in Senegal. The governments are there, but without information, you can't tap into the things that are available. How you work in the industry of film? There's a ministry that is regulating that. Do you know what kind of projects that they have in their ministries
Of course.
that has to do with financing film industries?
Are you asking me
Yes.
a question?
Do you know? Yes.
You're asking me a question?
Yes.
I can assure you
Yeah.
that I know every bit about my country, Nigeria, not just because I'm a filmmaker. And if there were opportunities created by the government of our country, I will be the one discussing it. I
So
won't be
there's
told about it.
so
There's no such room as you are envisaging that exists somewhere where you walk into with what will suit their own projection, and then they will
you
give
don't walk
funding
into
for
what
it.
will suit with their own projection. What you do is you look at what they have already existing and you suit
You're
yourself to
saying
that.
the same thing. The
question is,
semantics.
what do they
You're
have
saying the
is-
same thing. What you just said now is what I said.
What?
Meaning, if I have information about the ministry that they are looking for certain kind of films, that storylines that they can fund, there are opportunities that we have tried several. The only government that attempted somehow
Look.
to give us
Jonathan.
a semblance of that thing you're seeing is President Goodluck Jonathan in 2014, 2013, 2012. and all that. But
I think the conversation
subsequent
is supposed to be around the artificial
Intelligence.
intelligence and the media space.
yeah, but you
Yes.
raise
Yes.
these issues. If you raise
So
these
what-
issues, we
what-
address them.
What
The
those
space
kind
has
of
to be controlled.
What
And
those
if it's
kind of
not controlled
conversation
well,
comes out.
we can't have
Yeah,
it.
because we live in an environment where some of us are not too privy to artificial intelligence as you are. So sometimes when you bring topics like that, we must also look at every formalities that will bring it together. All the formations. It's the government's involvement, the individual involvement, the technical involvement and everything. So like you brought it up now. You give an example with China. That's why you see the conversations that they're moving towards governments and all that. It's still centered around the AI thing.
Yeah, because we were talking about policies. When you talk about policies,
Yes.
it doesn't have to just go around government and political aspirations or ideations about things. It
Okay.
talks about the regulatory systems that are put in
Who
place.
regulates?
Who regulates and how they regulate. Conversations
But who
like
regulates?
this. Conversations like
It's the government
yes,
that still
but
does the regulation.
conversations like this is to tell them, hey, we know what is happening and this is how we want you to help us. It's not like you are doing it all wrong, you know, or there's nothing available. It's like we know what's happening. We want things to happen and this is how you can help us. This is why this kind of platform
who should
be
do
built.
that?
We should do that as Africans. We should do that
Good.
as civilians, as people of the
Okay.
continent.
So-
we should talk about this conversation.
Which is what we're doing right here.
Yes, yes, this is what we are
engagements
doing,
right
but
now
it doesn't have to come from a place of comparison or a place of political aspiration or a place of.
Why are we
you
scared
know,
of mentioning the political
No,
language?
it's not. There's no fear in
We are
anything.
afraid of that.
We are business
Okay,
people.
so
We are not
just
politicians.
setbacks.
We
All
are
right,
business
all
people.
right.
Just setback. If the
No,
politician does not, if the politician does not make the right policy, you can't make progress.
But the bottom line,
what
the
we're
bottom line is
saying,
that
what we're
for
saying,
young people,
for
the
young
bottom
people.
line is that for young people, there's a need to be more intentional
Yeah.
Yeah.
about the kind of skills
You
want to
acquire.
create, the kind of skills we want to acquire, because the world is changing. AI is here and it's here to stay. That cat is already out of the bag.
Definitely.
So the bottom line is, how do we
Catch up
catch up
and flow along
and
with it.
flow to build that kind of society
Okay,
where we envisage
If I were to ask a
to live
question
in.
now, because now I want to come back to the AI. Performances for entertainers, for example. Because already sometimes now I've seen that even musical performances are done by AI. You create a person, you see somebody singing a song that is composed, written strictly by AI, and it sounds so real that you believe it. How does that now help that entertainer out there who physically does these performances and is not AI inclined? How will that young person who is that talented and physically wants to sing make his money?
Should I answer that
Yes,
question for you?
that's why
Okay,
I asked
good.
it. I'm asking this now as
So
a young person.
So let's look at this. I can play a song right now that was created by AI for you right now if you
Yeah, I
want,
know, I have.
when we are done anyway. If our young people in the music industries are informed enough, if any new innovation comes into a sector that you are operating in, you should be aware. That's why there's continuous research that goes on with people that want to grow with society.
Mhm.
If you don't want to grow, you say, I know how to write music. You start taking pen and paper and be writing music on daily basis and go in front of the microphone and be making similar mistakes all the time. But if you understand that growth comes with innovation, growth comes with investment, growth comes with education, then you will stay informed. It's as simple as this. Go on Google. Google what are the new tools that are available for music producers in the world now. And Google will give you a list of the new tools that are available and you start learning how to utilize them.
And how do
And then utilize them.
I translate it now
Okay, sir,
into
so
my talent?
if I'm to understand you, sir,
Yes.
you seem to come from a place of being afraid of what this does.
No,
to
I
human
am not.
creativity.
I'm not being. I'm playing the devil's advocate here.
Mm.
Let's get
So
it.
now, if I'm,
I'm
to
asking
answer
a
you,
question from young people out there
so if I'm
who
to
will
answer,
ask that I am okay. I
if I'm to
can
answer those
I
young
can
people,
get the internet or maybe the AI to write songs for me that I want to sing because
so
that's
that means
what
that you
you're
shouldn't write songs.
No, it's not AI writing song for you. AI can play with your emotional intelligence to give you something that you can walk around with to be ahead of
That's not
time.
good.
So now, if we have to take it back again,
For me,
to
that's not
technology
real.
again. If we have to take it back to technology again, in the past, if you wanted to get a portrait of yourself, you needed an artist to sit down with a pencil
And
in your
sketch.
front and sketch you,
Okay.
right? Then photography came along.
Okay.
People said, "Oh, photography is going to
And it
kill.
was black and white
Photography is going to kill."
Painting.
painting.
But painting is
It's
still
still more
there.
expensive.
You know,
Even
at the
painting
point,
is more expensive.
at
Yes.
the point, yeah, it's more
You bid for a
expensive.
painting at $100,000,
So,
$1 million.
At the
How much is a
point,
picture?
Music had to be played live. Then later, technology came and said you could record it. But some 150, 200 years later, people are still hungry
Going
for
for
live
live.
bands. So yes, AI is going to democratize production.
Yeah.
It's going to bring a lot of
Yeah,
poor quality
yeah, you
stuff
see?
in there.
Yeah.
But it will also sieve the best from the worst.
Yeah.
So in the past, paintings were there, but today they're even more expensive than the photographs.
For me, I think technology makes you appreciate the olden days better.
That's exactly
Because
what
before a painting cost
you
as
see-
much as it
No,
costs.
That's exactly my point.
I
sir,
just okay.
I want to.
Let's like
Yeah, as you have said, painting, photograph. Now, painting is gone.
No, it's still
No.
here.
It's still there, but
But
it's
it's
expensive.
Man, exclusive
Now,
art.
Very exclusive for you to hold.
photography,
You don't have it at all.
photography is gradually getting out of way because ChatGPT, Gemini will give you the picture that you are looking for.
All you need is your
Just
face.
prompts. The old what
And
you
it
need,
change your
just
outfit,
give a
it change
prompt.
your look, it
and
change your
it will
standing
give you
position, even
exactly.
your location.
But it looks
Now,
so fake.
now,
No,
no,
you have
the-
not used the right tool.
The
so
issue
fake.
now
You
is
have
that
not used the
the
right
issue
tool.
now-
The originality
the
is not
bottom
in
line-
it.
No.
See, the
Yeah,
bottom
that
line
is still
here
there.
is that the bottom line is that AI has come to stay,
Agreed.
and it has revolutionized our
Way of thinking.
of life and way of thinking, our professions. Now, I want to tell you that it's taking job. It's
Away
taken
from
away
people.
from us.
No,
First, let me tell you, in
that's
the in news
No.
in news
Yes.
industry,
It's
in
creating
news
new
industry,
opportunities.
in news industry, particularly
No,
the
I said-
newspaper.
For
Because
The newspaper,
No, listen.
excuse me, the newspaper do employ proofreaders. For them to, if you are printing newspaper,
Mhm.
there must be editor, there will be
Yeah,
proofreaders.
proofread for you.
But now, there is no
Proofreader again.
proofreaders again.
Mhm.
Whatever you do, whatever story you do, put it on ChatGPT, correct spelling, correct grammatical
Sense and all
tenses,
that.
everything,
It
just
will
prompt.
rearrange it.
Mhm.
It will give you what you want. Be it interview, be it everything.
1,000
Now,
people's job.
photograph.
You
Now,
always lose jobs.
our photographers
That's
are gradually going down the drain because ChatGPT, Gemini is taking away job from them, whether
And
you
creating
like it
new
or not.
opportunities for others.
And it's
Before
creating
ChatGPT.
another opportunity. So,
Before
but the
ChatGPT,
good
was-
thing is that there is a need for training and
And
retraining of
improvement.
wherever
Bottom
If you
professional.
recall-
Innovation,
And-
that's where we
It's
come
all-
from
That's
again.
a joy.
That's exactly what
Long
I
before-
said.
Long
That's what
before,
you
long
said.
before
Yeah, we're just trying
ChatGPT.
to make
Yeah.
it
Long before
Innovation,
ChatGPT.
innovation,
Digital
innovation.
photography also took the jobs of a certain kind of photography.
Photography, yes.
But
The-
they
the-
improved.
yeah,
The likes of
local one.
Kodak
The
died
yes,
completely.
yes,
The
Kodak,
They
a
will
multi-
do this thing.
yeah.
a multi-billion-dollar company,
Yes.
died.
There is no QSS
Fujifilm,
any longer, no
Who
laboratory
was their
again,
major
where you
competitor
can
at the
print
time?
picture.
Today they're into skincare.
Yeah.
Innovation, see,
They're into skincare. So innovation will always
were we
happen.
not
Jobs will
here?
be lost.
Were we not
Some
here
centuries
during-
ago,
Were we
some
not
centuries
here
ago,
during the
people used to
COVID?
drive in European and American cities. People used to ride on horse-drawn carriages. Those horses were tended to by people. There were people who rode those carriages.
We were here.
Their jobs were
Just-
lost.
just-
Just
when
COVID.
car
Now,
manufacturing
just
came
few-
in.
just-
And they became
just-
private.
Just few years ago here.
So
We
jobs
were-
will always be lost.
Just few years ago here, January 2020 to 2021,
2022.
we all experienced
COVID.
how the whole world was
Was
locked
shut
down.
40
Nobody
years.
was going to mosque, nobody was going to church, nobody was going to shrine or anywhere. Everybody was locked
Telegram,
down.
everybody.
And we didn't go extinct.
Okay.
New things emerged. The likes of Zoom meetings
Zoom
now and all
meetings,
of that
Telegram.
started. So people who started working from home
Yeah.
and not seeing it as laziness anymore. Before then, if you were said to be working from home, you're lazy. Now you can stay in your room and be running businesses and having board meetings across the globe and all of that. So while we say, oh, that some people may lose their, if you don't
fit in.
Fitting, yeah.
That's the problem.
Fit out.
It's your business.
Yeah.
That's why we're saying.
Actually,
That's why we're saying young people need to embrace this new, innovation.
I used to sell
and
products.
work on it.
I used to sell products.
You know?
After COVID, I became a service provider.
Exactly.
As simple as that.
That's right.
So I think what I take from this, which goes out to the youth. Sometimes when you see us do this argument, it's not that we don't know what we say, but we try to see how we can marry
play
it
the
into
devil-
your
the
mind.
devil's
Let the
advocate
devil
and
advocate for you to get what we're indirectly saying is that AI has come to stay, and because it has come to stay, you on your own needs to start upgrading yourself to meet up with the next technology. Because if you don't do that, it will push you out of the market.
See, and let's even
Completely.
let's even play with this, right? AI is artificial intelligence, Abi.
Yes.
That's what you're scared of when you have native intelligence.
And emotional
Emotional
intelligence.
intelligence.
And,
native intelligence.
intelligence is something
that
like
is
that.
superior.
Native
If
intelligence is superior.
you have native intelligence, you would manage your emotional intelligence. You would
And every other
get knowledge of
intelligence.
the artificial intelligence.
And,
so come on,
and in the next
activate your
couple-
native intelligence.
In the
It's
next
as
couple
simple as
of
that.
years,
Uh-huh.
what we are talking about will be outdated.
Yes.
Wow.
AI will
Because-
be outdated.
Already there are some new I heard of a newer
Neuralink-
this that's out now. It's about to push AI out of the way.
Neuralink will replace AI.
There's a new one. That's new. That's
Yes.
there's a yes.
Neuralink will
There's a new one
replace
already
AI.
out.
Whatever
That's
you
replacing
think,
AI.
whatever you think,
That one
right
even thinks
here,
faster than AI.
whatever you think right here, you will have it.
Wow.
So Neuralink will replace
boy.
AI. Whether we
Why
like
These
did
it
things
or
they
not.
try
these
to
things
play
are not
God?
these things are not new. It is written.
Yeah.
As a man,
Think
thinketh
in
in
his
his
heart.
heart.
So easy.
Not so you will be.
So easy.
So he is.
Immediately.
Because
so
AI
easy.
of 5 years ago,
Exactly. So technology is emulating
AI
all
of 5
these
years
things that
ago
are
is
already
not
there.
AI of
No,
what we have
because
today.
what this is just said now makes you understand that imagine how God created everything from nothing.
Already.
From nothing. He only said, "Let there be,"
And there was.
and there was. So AI is now coming to tell us that whatever you can imagine, the Bible says whatsoever.
AI is not telling us. AI is reminding us what is already
What
written
is
there.
there.
It's written.
Okay,
As you
it's
think
reminding
it,
us as you think,
so it happens.
Okay, this is what AI can do for us. Like First Lady said, growth comes from innovation, and of course, growth comes from training. I'm super excited with the resources we're learning from, and I'm enjoying myself. And you can follow us online. Our numbers are there. You can ask your questions. I know how to reach all of them, and we'll get back to you your questions in good time. We'll go on a tea break. When we'll come back, we'll tell you what we'll do here on Mass Media Hub TX. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. The next time we'll come is conclusion of all our topics. God bless you. Okay, we're back, and want to thank everyone, of course, my resource persons for playing around the topics. For you, the layman who don't know what's called AI, AI is artificial intelligence. Please, we have the positive side, we have the negative side. What we at Mass Media Hub is saying is leverage on the positive side of AI and make living for yourself. We do trainings, we do all it takes, we do podcasts, and of course, we can come and record you wherever you are in Nigeria, and of course, outside Nigeria. But I'll allow the resource persons to please conclude on all the topics, and I'll tell you what we'll do here on AI. Thank you. Our First Lady is still with us, very vocal and of course versatile. Please help us conclude in just 5 minutes.
Okay, so first of all, I think that was a very good panel and a very good discussion with vast people in different fields of life and industries. The conversations was around entertainment and performance, media and political influence, music innovation and AI, Nollywood and film advancement, and creative and technical talents, digital economy and policies, and youth and future skill development. Basically, all of these topics have intertwined in each other because there's no youth without creative industry, and there's no innovation without policies being built and made possible too. run this thing. So as a young person, I am talking to you from a point of experience, not just a point of conversation, not just because there's a platform to talk, but I'm talking at a point of experience. If you don't try to be ingrained with the innovations that is in place right now, if you don't try to be in place to understand and be understood, to learn and listen, because we are so eager to try new things. You go into a platform, you just see it and you start exploring it without even getting the full knowledge to actually understand the good, the bad, and the ugly part of things. I want you to start exploring new things. Artificial intelligence is here to stay. And if you are not whining and dining with it right now, you'll be crying in the future, because people are using it to make billions. If you're a trader, they're using the AI algorithm to do trading. If you're a social media manager, you are using AI to do the social media. Now you don't even have to post on your social medias on your own. You have AI that are already built in to make this happen. If you're in the health industry, same. You don't need special skills to be able to understand certain things. You go to the lab, you get your results, you input it, AI will tell you what the result says and what the medication prescriptions are. There are things that we can be able to utilize. We are not saying that you should bow down to it 100%, but you need to be able to utilize it to your advantage so that you can stay on trend. It is important. So I urge every young person, every youth of the African continent, start writing your story with your ink. Don't allow them to build on you. Don't allow your story be told by another. First of all, let's develop African artificial intelligence. We have tech genius in this continent who can develop our own artificial intelligence, and we will utilize it within ourselves. Let these young people come out in their numbers, let them come out in their skills and talent, and utilize the things that we have on ground and make this continent a better place. Because who is there to build this continent? If it is not us, who is? If we don't start the trade now, our next generations will take up from where we stop. We have to start, and they take off, and then the generation after that continues. That's how you innovate. That's how you become, a more educated and knowledgeable and innovative individual. So innovation is the key, and entrepreneurship is the salt of life. These are my core, concept of life. I always say entrepreneurship is the salt of life. Building new entrepreneurs is very important. So become one. Become an entrepreneur. Become one. You don't have to. Just having a 9-to-5 job is enough for some people, but you can't be a billionaire being just a 9-to-5 person. Sometimes you need to innovate. After your 9-to-5, start building, start evolving, start looking at new technologies, start providing services digitally. It's very important. Thank you so much for having me on this platform, and I look forward to sharing more knowledge on these aspects, and also, making sure that the businesses in Africa have started, doing a lot of automations and building solutions that helps their businesses grow faster, be seen, because visibility is important, being viral is important, and also understanding what influence you have and being intentional about it is very important. Thank you so much.
Wow. I will continue with our NUJ boss, and of course we will hear the conclusion.
As I said earlier on, we need this country. I want to appeal to our young ones. AI has come to stay, and we should use AI. We should use not just AI, we should use social media for the positive development of the country, because we don't have any other country than Nigeria, and this is our own. So you have to use AI and ensure that you get something positive from it. Don't use it to break the country. Don't use it to break the news. In the process of breaking the news, remember that you can break the country. Send those information that you know that you are verified. Don't amplify before you verify.
Wow. Don't amplify before
Because
you verify.
speed, accuracy is better than speed. That is one of our watchwords as a media practitioner. Accuracy is better than speed. So that is about the media. And the area of using AI to maybe whatever you are doing, as you have a lot of opportunity using AI tools. You can use it to promote to even boost your media engagement. That is your engagement, the tractions, and that of the views. So you can use algorithmic promotion of trending topics. So we have so many tools that you can use. So I want to appeal to the youth. It is your time, it is your generation, it is your technology, because the word is tech. So we should look at the positive side of the AI, use the AI in a very positive way, but not in the negative way. That is my last submission.
Thank you so much, our NUJ boss. I would like my brother at the extreme left to please give us his submission as he concludes.
Going forward, I want to talk about the future and skills. Africa's future belongs to builders, belongs to people who are able to translate raw ideas into living ventures, into living solutions to the challenges that affect this continent today. So for young people, and I meet them in their hundreds, in their thousands every other day in the course of doing my work all around this continent. My message to us is, let us become builders. Let us begin to think solutions at all times. It should not always be about, oh, when is the opportunity going to come? The opportunity is never going to come. The world has changed. It has moved from what it used to be in the old days to something else now. It used to be that you went to school, graduated, got a job, and then life went on that way. But now, those jobs are not there. So it's on us to create those jobs. And how do we create them? Not by trying to scam people out there, but by building solutions to the problems within our system. And on the policy side, we must also be intentional about how we develop young people. We must develop young people to fit the skills of today and tomorrow. So the era of taking sewing machines and giving to people without teaching them the business of that thing that we are giving to them is gone. We must begin to teach people about, give them business skills. So if you are telling somebody, oh, I'm giving you this sewing machine as empowerment, you must add business skills to it, so that the person is not just going to sew for the people in his neighborhood, but he's able to attract patronage from the global market, which the internet provides. And that is where we'll now begin to take young people away from crime, take young people away from trying to scam other people, but rather they should now begin to think of, how do I solve real problems that affect people on these platforms, on the internet. That's the only way out. We must be intentional. We need builders, and we need a solid foundation that is owned by us. A lot of the AI technologies we use today are still imported. The algorithms are still very, very, very strongly against us as a people, whether as black people or as Africans. The algorithms are skewed very, very badly against us. So we must own the foundation upon which we are going to build. I know we have the talents, I've seen them, and I believe that our young people will do great things.
Okay, thank you, brother. You've done justice, and I believe our youth are smiling and taking note of all the positive and relevant topics you have adjusted and the solutions to follow. My senior colleague, the boss.
Well, basically, like I would say, I would take from everybody. I know some people, from the way I was sounding earlier on, I was playing the devil's advocate, and when Dr. Ogai spoke now, and also my brother, some people are already very scared. AI is out to take my job. AI is out to take things away from me. Like she said something now. You go for a medical checkup, you go to the lab, they run the test, and you just take the result, put it on the internet, put it on the social media, put it on AI, and AI will interpret everything that's been written and even give you a prescription. What's the job of the doctor then? You understand? It's scary. People will start getting scared. Now you get a legal case, you just go to AI now, present your case to AI. AI will give you legal advice. Recently, Nnamdi Kanu went to court and defended himself.
Yes.
He didn't need a lawyer. So lawyers will not say, so wait, AI is coming to take my job. A stand-up comedian like I am, will not stay. Now, AI can tell jokes.
Yes.
But we cannot climb on stage.
AI now started climbing stage.
Wow, wow.
With this hologram and all that.
Hologram, just put it
Yeah,
on.
what are you talking
And
about?
fly.
So it's scary for most of us, especially some of us who are not so vast on the AI thing. But it's nothing to be scared of. It's something for you now to innovate yourself, reorientate yourself, train your mind and say, okay, guys, this tool is meant to make me fear, but instead of making me fear, I think this is a tool I can harness to now rebrand and resell my market. Because it's scary. So as a doctor, what do I do? Innovate. Start putting your own thesis on AI, so that AI will be really what you are doing and also help people to get to see you and also get what you want. And that way you can make money, AI can make money, it can help somebody out there. Because like us now, we need the microphone to survive. And now AI wants to collect my microphone. How do I collect my microphone back by AI? It's me getting to know AI. Become friends with AI. AI become my guy. So we can guilelessly begin releasing ourselves via the same profile. That's what it simply means for the young people out there. It means just see, get abreast and understand what this is all about. What we're doing here at this podcast is to tell young people that you don't have to use this for negative things. It's not the best because it runs off back on our people. They will not say, when you go outside, when I say Africans are this, it becomes a stereotype. Africans are like this. But as we have, in fact, worldwide, we are the smartest, we are the wisest, we are the most intelligent, we are the most innovative, we are the most creative. In fact, we are everything every other person is not. But the narrative keeps going negatively against us because of, like she said, policies, government, system, and personalities. Because sometimes we personally, even when the government put everything, now we still
change
agree.
it, yeah.
So if we can first of all become self-aware of, we create a self-awareness of every of these things. There should be a change, attitudinal change, that now puts you in that place that you can enjoy the positivity of AI. My brothers, my sisters, my young brothers and sisters out there, if you do this, you will enjoy yourself and you will see the benefit of AI. So you can befriend AI, become AI's lover, marry AI, and flow with AI, so that AI can make you AIize. That way, all things will go well.
All right. The only question I would take from our viewers, they said they want to have your handles and know you better so that they can ask their questions because we don't have enough time. Can we go back and tell the world our handles, our names, so that they can get back to us and straight up to the questions they have for us? Our first lady, please. The world is looking at you.
Okay, my Instagram is I am Fatoumata Gay, and my name is spelled Fatoumata-Gaye. It should be showing on the screen. I am Fatoumata Gay, and my website is www.fatoumatagay.com, and on all other social media is the same, Dr. Fatoumata Gay. That's my full name. So last word I always say is your only competitor is the person you were yesterday.
Wow.
There is no other person. The person you were yesterday is your only competitor, and the only limitation you have as a young person is yourself. Do not limit yourself, young people. So I'll see you on the comment section, and I'll look forward to seeing you follow my handle as well. Thank you.
I'm an NUJ boss.
You can find me on X at J-O-Yekunle. J is in capital, O is in capital, then Yekunle. That is my X. And on my Instagram is Jide Oyekunle. And you can also reach me on my Facebook page, Jide Oyekunle.
Go there and throw your questions to our doctor and of course our NUJ boss. I'd like my brother from the extreme left to please throw your handle because they want to ask you questions after now.
Yes, you can find me on X at Mo Basa. The Basa is B-A-S-A-H. There's no other one in Nigeria like that. There's also, you can also find me on Instagram, MD Basa. MD, the Basa is B-A-S-A-H. And you can find me on Facebook, Mohammed Bassa, LinkedIn as well, Mohammed Bassa.
Okay, mine is Ambassador Ernest Tukwere-Essien, but I'm popularly known as Ambassador MC Miracle. My X underscore Miracle 1.
You need AI.
Yes, Ernest underscore Miracle 1. Then on my Facebook is just MC Miracle. I have 2 Facebook pages, MC Miracle and there's MC Miracle at large. Because I am always at large. And, I'm on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn is Ernest Tukwere-Essien. And then, in fact, all my social platforms, just go MC Miracle, you see me there. Carry go.
All right, thank you. We want to say thank you. This is our World Press Conference. We will do another one maybe before the end of the month. And I'd like you to celebrate with me all our resource persons. Can we clap for them while you're watching? Wow, 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 wow. Our topics today we discussed lengthily, and of course, I believe, like I am, super excited. We want to say thank you to all of them for their wealth of knowledge and experiences. We dealt on or discussed on entertainment and performance culture. We also dealt on and discussed on media and political influence. Number 3, we said music, innovation, and AI. Our beloved sister did justice to that, and everybody also touched it. Nollywood and film advancement, we also touched it, and of course, anybody that wants to do movie, come and meet us here on Mass Media. We also dealt on creative technical talent. Number 6, we also dealt on digital economy and policy. Thank you so much, our First Lady, for touching that on a large scale. 7, and not the least, youth and future skills development. With all these questions you have their handles. Go there and ask your questions. I'd like to thank my country director, Dr. June Christopher, all the way in the UX. We say thank you for this platform. This is Max Media Hub. We do training on AI. We can come to your house if you can pay for it. We can come train you. We do private podcasts. We also do here in our studio. We also do large and luxury coverage. And you want exclusive coverage, Mass Media Hub will come cover it and give you the best of everything you want. We also do private coverage. If you want us to come interview you in your house, that beautiful office you have, just call Mass Media Crew and we'll get back to you and give you the best of everything. We record press conferences, seminars, symposiums like this for government agencies. Please dial our numbers. Our numbers are, for those abroad, you do +234 904 611 2217. My name is Ambassador Stainless Precious. I'd like to thank every member of the crew. Desua X Emmanuel is our #1 cinematographer. We also have our uncle Sidney Diala, a Nollywood veteran actor. We have my humble self, Ambassador Stainless Precious, entertainment director. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Comrade Leo Benjamin, is our creative manager. We also have, ladies and gentlemen, Emmanuel Chukwukwe, he's the logistic manager. We also have Franca A. Christopher, executive director, and Fred Efyong, cinematographer 2. The last but not the least, Chris Enyang, studio executive. And we want to say thank you to everyone, both those at the crew and those watching us inside the studio. We say God bless you. My friend Alex Reports, I am very grateful. You are the #1 PR merchant. You are multi-award winning young man, and we say God bless you for giving us this beautiful angel here with us. Thank you so much, everyone. We look forward to see you, and Mass Media is on your doorstep. Just dial our number. God bless you.
So, are we done?
We're good. We're good. We can make
Give